to school is a healthy way to enjoy your friends, family, and your community. When I first started cycling, a friend pointed out that I'm the motor. I get to determine my speed, direction, and destination, all on my own power. It makes sense. When I'm on my bike, I'm essentially driving, which brings me to today's topic, riding on the road. Did you know that cyclists have the same rights to public roadways as motor vehicles? If everyone obeys traffic laws, respects each other, and commits to safety, we can all share the road. If you're unsure about riding on streets with traffic, don't worry. We're going to show you effective tactics to ride on roads with confidence. I'll never compromise my well-being, so before every ride, I do a pre-ride safety check. First, I check my tires for proper air pressure or damage. Next, I move on to the brakes. A quick test is enough to make sure they work. Keep handlebars wrapped and plugged. Although you probably won't adjust your seat often, it's a good idea to make sure it's not extended beyond safe limits. If you have any questions about the condition of your bicycle, don't take chances. Your local bike shop will be happy to help you keep your bike in top shape. I never ride without protecting my head. A CPSC-approved helmet will reduce the risk or severity of scrapes, concussions, and serious head injuries. It should sit level on your head. The front of the helmet should be positioned 2 fingers above your eyes. The strap should fit snugly beneath your chin. This will keep the helmet from rocking back and forth. By the way, you may not know this, but a bicycle helmet is only good for 1 crash. If you crash, even if your helmet looks perfectly fine, you'll need to replace it. When riding, I specifically choose bright colors. Motorists need to see me. And speaking of seeing, when I ride at night, I'm required to have a headlamp so I can see and be seen. I'm only required to use a red reflector in the rear, but I use a red light to help motorists see me better in the dark. So that's the pre-ride safety check. Easy, right? If you're entering the road from a driveway or narrow alley, ride down the middle, where you can see and be seen. Always look left, right, then left before pulling onto any road. Predictability is the key to riding on the road. Every motorist, cyclist, and pedestrian should know what you're about to do. Stop at all stop signs. Obey traffic lights. By the way, stop means a full stop. If you can balance on your bike, you don't have to put your foot down. But you do have to stop. Always ride in the same direction as the traffic. Riding against the flow is not only illegal, but also just plain dangerous. Stay far enough to the right to allow faster traffic to pass, but not so far right that you'll have to tangle with litter, gravel, or dangerous grades. On narrow roads, you may need to take control of the lane. Here, you're much more visible to motorists, especially if the road curves to the right. Don't worry about slowing the flow of traffic. Until it's safe to pass, motorists are required to share the road and stay behind you. For the most part, if you make eye contact and signal early, the driver will respect your position. Be careful when riding past parked cars. Keep outside the zone of an opening door. As you approach parked cars, watch for brake lights and people in the driver's seat. That's a clue that a driver might be emerging from their vehicle. Don't weave in and out of gaps between parked cars. Be predictable. Ride a straight line. Turning requires a change in position. Right turns are pretty easy, but you may have to take control of the lane. The key is to make eye contact, signal, safely maneuver to the right lane, check for traffic, and make your turn. This positioning will help you avoid a sticky situation, namely being squeezed out or forced to the shoulder. Left turns need some planning, as you may have to move across one or more lanes. When approaching an intersection, look behind you and make eye contact. When you see the driver slow down, change lanes. Now concentrate on the traffic in front of you. Yield to oncoming cars. To ride straight through an intersection, control the lane to make sure cars won't pass or cut you off. If the road has both left and right turn lanes, position yourself in the correct straight-through lane. Stay out of turn lanes to avoid getting cut off. To avoid hazards, constantly scan the road as you ride. Riding over bumpy pavement, litter, rail tracks, gravel, steel grid bridges, or slippery surfaces can potentially cause a crash. Give yourself enough room for evasive maneuvers. And if it looks really bad, get off your bike and walk around a hazard. Most states call the rules of the road laws. I also think of them as common courtesy. The road is meant to be shared by all types of vehicles, so have a good attitude and share the road. Obey signs. Move with the flow of traffic. Don't be afraid to take control of your lane. Communicate with drivers. Avoid hazards. And most of all, be predictable. Biking to school is a healthy way to enjoy your friends, family, and your community. As an integral part of my community's Safe Routes to School program, I'll do my part and be an example to my fellow cyclists and my students. Now I've got to get going before I'm late to class. Students aren't the only ones having fun riding to school.